Okay guys, let's go ahead and do this week's preview video for our vocabulary. I had a little bit of trouble getting it sent over here today. It acted really funky that I finally decided to take a screenshot, and then of course it worked as soon as I took the screenshot. Wow, I just also threw my Apple Pencil literally across the room on accident. All right, let's get started. So today we are going to be previewing the list for stat. Wait, with the thickness to go up a little. So stat is going to be our root for this week, and it means to stay, to position, or to know. Stay, position, or to know, okay? So first word here is ecstatic. Ecstatic just means that you're super happy, okay? Super, super happy. Hopefully you've heard that word before, and hopefully you all feel ecstatic over the fact that break is coming. Woo! All right, the next one is estate. An estate is a considerably large piece of property, high social position or rank, and the whole of one's possessions. So a lot of times when I think about an estate, I'm thinking about like either when somebody passes away, that would be here with this, the whole of one's possessions. When somebody passes away, a lot of times everything that they own ends up being put into what they call an estate. And then between the bank and the people who are related to the person who passed away and all of that, they have to figure out where all of the items that person owned end up going. So they kind of have to divide the estate up to the different people, to the banks and to whatever. There also, though, you can use this word when we're talking about the considerably large piece of property. A lot of times somebody who has a very large home on a very large piece of land would call their home an estate as well. So this can either be a big home or all of someone's belongings. Okay. Static means fixed or to stay with no motion. Okay, static. So if a person is static, it means that they don't move very much. Okay. So also one way that I remember this is static cling. Okay. Think about that guy on Monsters, Inc., the monster that has, it's the monster that has the sock. I don't remember what the number is. It's like 2932, and he's got a sock stuck to his back. Just think about the fact that it is fixed into place, okay? It's not moving, it's stuck there, okay? Stuck in place. Next one is station. A station is a place or a position where a person or thing stands or is assigned to stand, a post, okay? So it's just basically going to be a location where somebody is supposed to go. Supposed to go. We call our activities sometimes in class stations because you are assigned to rotate between certain locations around the room or between certain sessions like we just did with our mashup, okay? So it's like where you're supposed to head. Stationary, this is an adjective. This is not the noun. So we're not talking about, pretty paper with roses on it that you use to write grandma a thank you note. We're talking about stationary. It is not moving, okay? So if a statue is, a statue, I almost thought it was going to show up down here. A statue is something that is a stationary object. It does not move around. It cannot move around. It is in a fixed position, okay? I'm going to put statue there to remind you guys. Then we have stature. Stature is one's height in an upright position or their achieved position or level. So stature could either be your height, how tall you are. Like if somebody isn't very tall, they may have a short stature, is what somebody would say. Or stature can also be like social status. Okay. Down here, then we do have status. Okay. in which we also are talking about the position in society, okay? So this stature can be used kind of the same way as status is. Stature is just usually more used with height, whereas status is more of the social position, okay? But they are somewhat, I spelled that wrong, somewhat related, kind of the same thing. Status quo just means that something is staying the same. If I said that, if somebody said, oh, how's your day going today, Mrs. Walsh? And I was like, it's the status quo, that would probably mean that my kids were all, behaving exactly like they normally do, which we're not going to say one way or another what that might be. You guys probably have a good idea. But it just means that it's unchanging. It's the same, okay? We're not going to change things up on each other. We're going to make sure that we're acting the same way all the time. So there aren't going to be any surprises. Everything's going to work out the way that we expect it to because we're used to it. Next is a statute. A statute is a law, a rule created by somebody in a high position. So the person in charge makes the rules, makes a rule. And the rule is the statute. Okay. And then finally, we have thermostat. Hopefully you guys know what this is. Thermostat is that thing that's on the wall that basically you can turn up or down that's going to tell your furnace if it needs to be hotter or colder in your house. So it tells you the temperature, it gives you degrees, and you can go up or down with those controls. Okay, guys, so this week, I feel like these words aren't like crazy hard, but they're not also a bunch of words that you probably use all the time. So I would definitely make sure that you spend some time with these words this week. Try to figure out how you can use them in sentences and things like that. And if you've got any questions, just let me know. I'd be happy to help. All right. Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.